After college and after your professional career, you became a singer.
Logical progression.
Sure, why not?
That's what they all do, I think, when they retire. Rugby players.
And I think everybody has watched so many interviews with you, but how did that come about? Or like, I don't actually know how you became a singer. Like,
music was probably a bigger part of my life than sport.
Than
It
sport.
wasn't something I usually talked about. My
Yeah.
mum's a music teacher, my brother's a music producer. It's been in my family. It was very unusual for me to go into sport. My family aren't a sport family. They'd be happy to tell you that, but like for me to go become a professional athlete was a strange thing to happen.
Yeah.
I used to give guitar lessons to a lot of the Leinster players. I used to
Wow.
teach them, and it was funny how the whole thing started. Was when I was retiring from rugby, my agent at the time was a South African guy called, and he shared an office with a guy called Marcus Russell, who's Oasis manager.
yeah.
And when I told him that I was retiring, he kind of went, "Oh, that's a shame." And he goes, he asked me why, and he amazingly supportive. And I just said, "Well, I'm actually gonna try music." And I could hear him kind of going silent and going, "What?" And then he goes, "Well, you know, I share an office with Marcus Russell." I was like, "The Oasis manager?" He went, "Yeah." I went, "He sent me over. Did you record anything yet?" I said, "Well, we actually did an EP. But like we just finished it. I'll send it to you for the crack." Sent it to him. He played it to Marcus Russell. Marcus Russell was a name in Dorans in Dublin 4 days later to watch us play live.
No.
And that's how fast it happened. And then
Wow.
within a couple of months after that, we were signed to Universal. I didn't even know we could write music. It was that fast. But once again, the same mentality that I applied to sport and everything else, I applied to music. I said to the band, if you want to be pissheads, you want to do this because you like the idea of being in a band, I'm out. But if you want to do this and put the right effort into it and the right focus and the right drive, I'm in.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, absolutely. So people think the music industry is this like, you know, messy rocket. It's not at all. If you're not, it's the most competitive industry in the world. So if you're not on your game, 50 other bands behind you. So bringing that mentality into music was exactly what I did. And that's how it happened.
And I know that transitioning from sports, like say for example when you were a professional, like you talked about the life after rugby for some guys now, but when you transitioned to music and not playing rugby, so you didn't have your team anymore or anything like that, how was that for you?
Well, the hardest part was trying to cut down my diet. I was 18 odd stone at that point. I had no neck. I had a shaved head. Nobody came to our gigs because they were scared of me. So it was, I remember the lads saying like, you might have to tone down this. I was huge. And there's a couple of pictures of us, and it's hilarious. They're not sure whether I'm the bouncer or the guitar player in the band.
Stop.
And I remember going, I have to maybe figure out how to lose a bit properly and healthily, and actually get out and do a bit of cardio and cut down my diet and cut down my calorie intake and whatever. And I did. Naturally, I lost about 2 stone. I mean, in a year, really well. Like actually, same thing. I went to my doctor and got a dietitian, and they said, right, you just have to cut your calories, but you'd still have to eat the same types of food. So that's what I did. And the transition was at that point I was retiring from rugby anyway because I was in a really bad place with it, and I wasn't in a good place to be playing sport at that level. So I kind of I was very relieved. I didn't have that same issue a lot of players have in retirement, and what their issue seemed to be in the athletic identity issue, where people refer to them as an athlete rather as a person, and that does have implications. And that person they're not being mean or anything. It's just my friend. He's a rugby player. It's just how it was. It's an easy introduction. So yeah, I think the transition was easy, but I do remember so bad. We had a really crappy gig that I was quite nervous about. It was in Dublin with the band, and I was still playing rugby at this time. I had to play out my contract, and we were playing Munster down in Cork. I think it was a Pro 12 or whatever it was called at the time, Celtic League match. And I was playing, and I was number 8 or something. And all in the back of my head was like, I really hope I don't break a finger because I won't be able to play the gig tomorrow. And I was like, I won't be able to play the gig. And against Munster, half going into stuff isn't an option.
No.
So I went up. I didn't break a finger, but about 10 minutes left of the game, I went up to make this huge hit. And your man's arse, he kind of sat on me, and it broke my nose. I ran straight full tilt into that really bony part at the top of his arse. And my nose just went, my eyes just went black, and my whole face swelled up. So I was at the gig with this shaved head, face up like these people trying to sing. And the band just going, this isn't working. This is not working. So it's a crazy thinking back to it. But I still played the gig, and it's like this, like honest to God, my face was like I've been hit by a badger or something. It was crazy.
It's great for the audience to see that.
But there was no one there anyway, so it didn't really matter. We were still at that level where we're getting to,
well, you won't have that
your
now,
mum and sister were watching you.
Oh, stop.